refreshed. We're back from the weekend. I'm feeling refreshed. What's going on, guys? Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. We're getting that short squeeze that we were talking about last week that no one had the patience for. And here we go. Bitcoin 72,200 as we get the short squeeze up. What do you know? But is Jordan feeling a little bit worried about this pump? Is Jordan convinced about this pump? Well, Jordan's counter indicator is flashing again. So let's get it, guys. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Reverse banter worked again. Shit, are we going to reverse banter now? Okay, let's get it, guys. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Let's get it. 72,000 on Bitcoin. ETH getting a massive pump. Why? A lot of the charts are actually pointing to ETH actually having another big rally versus Solana, versus AVAX. If you look at the ETH pair charts, they look fantastic for ETH to get a nice rally up, and that might be good for your base coins. That might be good for your Optimism. That might be good for your Arbitrum, and a lot of cool stuff that we'll look at today. So let's get it. Let's have some fun. Happy Monday. I'm back. I'm glad to be back, man. We've got some stuff to talk about today. Let's freaking get it, man. Let's freaking get it. They said the eclipse is here. Bitcoin is 75K. The gods have spoken. The gods have spoken. Oh, man. Anyways, let's talk about a few stuff. So last week we were talking about this move up here, right? This move up to, about 75 to 80K. I still think we're going to make it up there. In the short term, we could see a little pullback. I see everyone's kind of getting a little bit bullish. The same people who were bearish 5 days ago are now calling for super cycle and all this stuff again. So maybe in the short term, we could see a slight little pullback. I did open a hedge short because I'm starting to see a little bit over exuberance again off this pump. But does that mean that I'm bearish? No, I'm not bearish. But I did open a hedge short here just in case we do get a little bit of a dumperoni back down to the downside. Okay. But anyways, I think what we need to look at is, right, the short squeeze, right? We talked about the short squeeze. The short squeeze, squeezing all those shorts, squeezing the oranges, squeezing the pineapples, squeezing all the juice out of all these fruits that people kept shorting Bitcoin at the lows thinking it was going to go to 50K. And we on this channel knew it wasn't going to go to 50K, at least yet, okay? But yeah, so we actually take a look over here at the liquidation heat map and all our fun, juicy stuff over here. By the way, guys, I had a great weekend. I feel nice and refreshed. I'm happy to be back. Really, really happy to be back, man. Super, super happy to be back. But nice, refreshing weekend. Nice little week off the chart, or well, a couple days off the charts was much, much, much needed. Much, much, much needed. Anyways, you can see that Bitcoin came up and took out this $1 billion short level, which was at that $72,000 level, which we kept talking about last week. Like, they're not going to leave that $1 billion worth of shorts sitting up there for the taking, right? So they came up and they smashed all those shorts in this little pocket right here. Now, we still have more to the upside, which is why I think we could go a little bit higher here. But like we said, I've seen a little bit of, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyways, so nice little short squeeze as we talked about yesterday. I think the most exciting thing we got in the market, though, right? And it was the end of last week, okay? And this thing keeps blowing my mind. I go over here and I look at Bitcoin and I'm like, shit, bro. If you look at some of these ETF flows on the end of last week, so obviously we couldn't talk about it on Friday because I wasn't live on Saturday or Sunday, but look at these ETF flows. Holy shit. We're getting some massive flows. So GBDC sold 198 million on Friday. Did that matter? Oh my God, that didn't matter. BlackRock, 308 million inflows. Fidelity, 83 million inflows. Basically just completely eating up all those GBDC sales. 198 million from GBDC on Friday, but we still were up 203 million on the flows on Friday, which is insane. Absolutely insane. And so this thing keeps blowing our mind, and I think has really taken even the biggest bulls' expectations for these ETF flows. But man, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. So, everyone keeps talking about, the ETF flows are just the GBDC buyers going in. That's not true, because then it would be net equal, right? The GBDC sells would be the ETF buys. But no, you're seeing plus a shitload of amount through these. So plus 203 million on Friday, plus 213 million on Thursday. Crazy, crazy days, and good times to be in the crypto market here. So that's what we got on the net inflows for the spot ETFs, which is absolutely insane, bro. Absolutely insane. Grayscale. Let's talk about Grayscale real quick. Grayscale still has, they have 325,000 BTC from 619,000. So still about half. We're hoping that they can slowly still continue to sell these, but they still got about half of their BTC. But ultimately, what we want to see is them continue to sell at these prices. So when we do get to higher prices eventually, they don't have any more left to sell, which would be perfect. Guatemala, Gucci, Suki, Luki. Exactly what we want to see, okay? So that's what we got there. By the way, guys, Horse Guy wants to tell you something right now. He's very, very upset. Very, very upset. Hold on. Guys, good morning. I hope you had a great weekend. I had a great weekend with the family. Yes. Guys, why did you tell me we were going to get a short squeeze? I sold everything at the low. Everyone was telling me we were going to 50K. Literally everyone. Banter. Everyone was telling me we were going so much lower. Jordan said short squeeze, but I did not believe him. I did not believe him. I felt bearish and I sold everything I had. All my $17 worth of Bitcoin. Gone. At the low. What do I do now? Do I wait for pullback or I FOMO? I think I will FOMO. I am bullish again. I am calling super cycle. I am bullish. Yes. There we go. There we go. Okay. Shit. Shout out to Horse Guy. Shout out to Horse Guy. My favorite guy in the whole thing. Jim said, I said sit on your hoofs. That's great. Horse Guy doesn't sit on his hands. He sits on his hoofs. Exactly, man. Exactly. But anyways, guys, 72,128 for BTC. I think once again, as we come up, and I remind you guys, don't get too overclouded with your judgment, right? I know it's really, really easy, and it's really, really easy to get really, really bearish at the lows, right? 5 days ago, it was doom and gloom. We're going so much lower. Holy shit. Now I hear there's some people calling for super cycle again. Remember, on the way up, don't be afraid to take a little off the board, right? And remember how you felt down here, right? So if you didn't take any profits on this run or on this run, okay, and we pulled back and you felt like shit, right? Remember, on the way up, don't be afraid to take a little money off the board, especially when you're seeing all the big channels now screaming for the same channels 3 days ago that were calling for 1,000 times lower are now calling for us to go to the moon now. So don't be afraid to take a little bit off the board. If you're a hodler and you don't care, by all means, you do your thing, but there has to get to a point where you do start taking some profits, guys. And remember, we're not going to be that channel who's just calling for higher, and me not reminding you to take money off the board this cycle. We're not going to do that. So remember, be responsible. And although you may think Bitcoin's going to go higher, and I think Bitcoin's going to go much, much higher, don't be afraid to take a little off the board so next time we get a pullback, you don't feel as bad, okay? Let's be responsible. All right, so that's what we got. I think when we look at the Bitcoin weekly charts, guys, the Bitcoin weekly chart looks so eerily similar to 2020, right? So the big picture charts, it just looks so similar to 2020, man. And when we take a look here, okay, when we take a look, what you'll notice is, all right, if we look over here, all right, what you'll notice is, we talked about this, but the weekly candles for BTC just look so similar, right? So take a look at the little weekly candles here. So you'll notice is, right, we have these, every time we get a dip on Bitcoin, what you'll notice is we get bought up, right? So weekly boom, we get bought up like crazy. And then we had this up candle, right? So if you notice over here, we came up to all-time highs. We had this little sell-off, but then we had an up candle. And then the next week, we had another one of these little hammer candles, right? So weekly red candle with a big wick on the bottom gets bought up. If we take a look at what happened last week, right? Weekly red candle, wick on the bottom, gets bought up. And if you actually look at what happened the next week, and I'm not going to say this is what's going to happen, but if we actually look at what was the next move? It was a big, massive green dildo to the upside. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know, right? This cycle has been very, very different, right? I think the timing of the moves has been very, very different, right? First time Bitcoin's broke all-time highs before the halving, it's been so different. But the next candle from that little set of clusters was a big green dildo to the upside. Ultimately, here we are right here, right, with that little buy-up candle, and this next green candle would be a move up to the upside. I would just stress, be a little bit careful, right? It's the first time we hit all-time highs before the halving. This it's the timing has been a little off this cycle. So once again, I wouldn't go into this expecting Bitcoin to moon to 90K this week, right? I think that's a little bit too high, and quite frankly, would I be surprised? I'm not surprised anything Bitcoin does. But remember, stay grounded, and we're going to go through this day by day. I got to drink some more water, guys. It's going to be 60 degrees out today. Can you believe it? 60 degrees. It's going to be beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's about time we had some good weather, man. It's been brutal out here. It's been like 40 degrees in April. Like, what is this? It's climate change. But yeah. So even though we might get a little short-term pullback, which is why I am head short right now, and you guys make fun of me for being head short. That's okay. I am a little head short because I'm starting to see the moon boys coming out again. But ultimately, I do think we end up going higher. Okay, it's a hedge against me being literally butt fuck. Excuse my language. Me being balls deep long. I am balls deep long in the crypto market, right? So when I see these things, I need to open a little head short. Okay. But yes, that's what we got. That's what we got. Weekly just looks so similar to 2020. Will it play out the same way? Ultimately, we'll find out, fellas. Altcoins are still, I mean, this is what we expect, right? We expect until Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, we're going to see the altcoins not really do much, right? I know they're coming up a little bit, but are they really going anywhere? Not really, right? And until Bitcoin breaks those all-time highs, convincingly, we're not going to see the altcoins really go anywhere. They're going to go up a little bit, okay, when Bitcoin goes up. But ultimately, Bitcoin's going to be the one making a new high, and the altcoins are not going to be making new highs, at least yet. The new highs for alts will come after Bitcoin is significantly above those all-time highs, right? With like a big, strong, girthy weekly close. No little wick, no little pussy candle. We need a strong, girthy weekly candle above those all-time highs, right? And we don't have that yet. So you're going to continue to see Bitcoin dominance just continue to go up, okay? Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. I can't change it. It is what it is. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about this. I've been looking at some charts, right? And I think the most interesting chart right now, and I know no one's going to like this because everyone likes what's hot. No one likes talking about things when they're at their lows. No one likes talking things but they're bored. ETH plays, okay? Especially base memes. I did buy some Roost yesterday. Let's go, baby. We're already up like 40% on that Roost buy, baby. Let's go. I did buy some Roost yesterday. As everyone got bearish on Roost, I did buy some Roost when everyone gets bearish. That's what you want to do. You want to buy things when people are bearish on stuff, okay? Now, the ETH hate is getting crazy again. No last time this happened, okay? I think we're almost at that point where ETH is ready to start moving. And there's multiple reasons why I think ETH is ready to start moving, okay? Now, I know no one's going to like this because no one likes ETH. But it's not really about ETH, okay? I want you guys to remember this. Being bullish on ETH is not about really necessarily Ethereum. It's about the layer twos. It's about Optimism, Arbitrum, Base, Scale, right? All the layer twos on ETH. It's more about being bullish on those, all right? Now, why is that, right? ETH BTC back down to support level it bounced before, okay? And when I look at some of these ETH charts or ETH pair charts, right? So take a look at this, right? And this is no smack against Solana. This is just purely looking at it from a non-emotional perspective, okay? Take a look at this chart, okay? This is the weekly chart on Sol ETH, okay? Now, unless you're biased, right? And you might be somewhat biased. That's okay. If you're biased, I get it. It is what it is. We've all been biased before, okay? But when you look at this from a non-biased perspective, if this was the chart that you were looking at, guys, okay, would you expecting this chart to go down or up from this point? Okay. Now, I'm not saying it has to go all the way back down here. Okay. But this is Solana ETH. What this tells me, along with the ETH BTC pair, by the way, is ETH is ready to start moving up better than some of the high cap altcoins, right? Like Solana and AVAX and Cardano. All right. You have at this high resistance, right? Higher highs and lower highs. That's weekly bearish divergence at resistance. Okay. This chart would suggest that this is coming down. Okay. The Sol ETH pair is coming down, which I think makes sense. Everyone's bitching about Solana now. All the transactions aren't going through. Okay. Who would have thought that was going to happen when everyone started using the same chain? But I think what we're going to see, actually, we got the ETH ETF coming up. Okay. No one's talking about that. It's like the big BTC ETF. No one was talking about it, and then it happened. Okay. We got the ETH ETF coming up. But it's about the layer 2s, fellas. It's about the layer 2s. All right? It's about I think what's going to happen is that the institutions are going to buy ETH through the ETF. Okay? But the normies are going to start using Base and Optimism and Arbitrum to do transactions because they're on ETH, and ETH is very, very, very stable. It's not going to go down. Okay? It's not going to go down when you're doing transactions. Okay? Especially if you're using a layer 2. I've never had that problem before. Okay? I think we're going to see a little transformation here. Okay? And kind of go from there. For Hoofy, you said Sol is up 800% in the year. But you got to remember, you're talking about this from an emotional perspective for Hoofy. We're talking about from today on. We're not talking about what already happened. Okay? What already happened. We're talking about from today forward. Everyone likes to talk about what already happened. Do you make money if you buy something what already happened? No. You look at from today on, right? So from this point on, I think ETH is going to outpace Solana. Based on the chart, not based off feelings. Based on the chart, okay? And we'll see where this ends up, right? Ultimately, I think Sol continues up USD, but loses value against ETH, all right? That's what we got. Let's see. See, everyone's getting mad now. Everyone's getting mad. Guys, it's not about Sol versus ETH, okay? It's about what's going to perform better based on the chart, all right? And how do I know that this is probably going to go down? Because everyone's getting mad. That's how it works. That's how it works. Unfortunately, that's how it works. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. So, let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. Okay, so that's what we got today. I want to immediately talk about ETH. I wanted to talk about BTC, and we're getting the short squeeze that's playing out very, very nicely. And yeah, that's it. Altcoins, I mean, they're doing some stuff, nothing crazy, right? I think you know, as long as Bitcoin stays below all-time highs, you'll have some decent buy opportunities for your altcoins. So just look at the altcoins that you like, and if you get some dips on them, all right, don't be afraid to pick up some of the altcoins that you like, especially if Bitcoin maybe gets a little pullback here again, which I wouldn't be surprised. You're getting everyone kind of a little horny again. So maybe Bitcoin gets a little retracement. We've kind of gone straight up from 64 all the way to 73. So a little retracement is fine. If you get some dips on your altcoins, don't be afraid to scoop some up or just sit on your hands, right? Ultimately, we're in a bull market, so just sit on your hands. Now, Doge. Okay, this goes out to all my Doge. People were hating on me for the Dogecoin video. Okay. Doge BTC? Oh my God, man. Doge BTC gets me so horny. Take a look at this. All right, so this is Doge. A little bit retracement back up. So Doge making its way back to the highs, okay? Now, I made a video on Doge right around here. All the haters come out because that's when we had a little bit of a pullback day. That's always how it is. Everyone hating. Why would you buy Doge now? Bitcoin's going lower. Right? Your typical emotional people in the chat. Why would you buy Doge? Bitcoin looks like it's going to 50K, bro. Okay, so there we go. Doge back above the level where all the haters were talking shit. Okay, now, as we sort of look forward here, I think what gets me bullish about Doge, and ultimately, we know if Doge is going to be bullish, then that means that the altcoin market should be relatively bullish, right? If we look at Doge BTC, guys. And okay, the daily's coming down, but look at this. Okay, the weekly on Doge BTC, as long as you hold in here, like right in here, as long as you hold in there, that looks beautiful, man. On the weekly chart, right? Remember, on the day it can go down, right? But ultimately, the break back above this low, right? The break back above this low and the hold in here, if you can hold this green box, this is setting up for just an absolute travesty of the doggy coin bears. Okay, so ultimately, Doge BTC looks, I think, pretty set up for, you know, for a pretty good run to the upside. And I'm super bullish on Doge and the meme coins in general, right? Doge, with Pepe, all like the top meme coins I think are going to perform well when the market starts running up. That's the first thing that retail is going to run to. Retail, the first thing they're going to run to is buy Doge, Pepe, with Bonk, because they want those gains from last bull market, right? But yeah, that's what we got. Anyways, Bitcoin 71,974. So we get a little short-term pullback. We could come back test the triangle. The back test of the triangle would be, you know, 70,000-ish. So maybe get a little pullback to the 70,000-ish. I got rid of all that dumb meme coin. Jeez, man. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. I left Doge for Bonk and Chip. You'll do fine, I think, with those. Only shitcoin I own is ADA, no Doge. ADA? I'm just kidding. Am I though? I don't know. Am I though? Bruh. You know what's different about this bull market though? Is I think this is what I think a lot of people are going to get wrong in this bull market, I think. Okay, and I've sort of said this too, so I'm guilty of it, is you can kind of buy anything and you'll be fine. I honestly, what I've noticed about this bull market so far is it's kind of like the stock market, right? You kind of got to actually pick good altcoins, right? It's not so much of just like, oh, I'm going to buy this altcoin and I'm going to go to the moon, right? It's up till this point, and that could change when Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, right? But what I've noticed is picking good altcoins is somewhat of a skill, and noticing trends is somewhat of a skill, right? If you do those two things, you outperform. But I don't know, could this time be different where you got to actually have a little bit of skill in picking good altcoins, right? And that could be the difference between you making a 3x and you making a 20x, right? There could be some skill in there. Up to this point, this bull market has been, you know, noticing the trends and finding the trends, and not just like buying anything and being like, oh, okay, here we go, right? Up to a certain point. All right. Anyways, boot like Near. Let's go, man. Near's been killing it. Near has been absolutely killing it. Wayne, all the multi-trillion circulating coins. Yes. Bitcoin is the one and only daddy. The one and only daddy. Cherie said, bro, the coins that do the absolute nothing have pumped the most. That's what I'm saying. You got to notice the trends are. Use case cryptos haven't really done well, right? The people that believe in the most use case, other than Solana's performed well for its use case, which is basically a shitcoin casino. Other than that, like the use case cryptos haven't done very, very well, right? Monero has done dog shit. You know, we don't have to go down the whole list, but a lot of the use case cryptos have done absolutely ass. It's about finding what the hot narrative is, right? Whether it's the meme coin narrative or the AI narrative or, you know, RWA narrative, whatever narrative it is. But yeah, the use case cryptos have done ass. That could change at some point. We never know. Near no skill involved. Zero skill. None. Zero zilch. But I do think actually this bull market, because there's so many altcoins now, the problem we have, and a lot of people don't talk about this problem, and I think it's somewhat a problem, is how many altcoins are launching. There's too many alts, man. There's too many altcoins where it's just becoming ridiculous now. It's honestly just becoming absolutely ridiculous. How many altcoins are in the market, guys? There's just too many, and there's not enough money. Like, even though I think this market is going to absolutely boom over the next like 6 months, there's not enough money to pump 3-4 million altcoins 20x, right? Not like last cycle. Last cycle there was plenty of money to pump the 3,000 altcoins that we had last cycle. Now there's millions of altcoins. There's not enough money to pump them all, guys. I mean, it's just this simple math. You can't pump 3 million altcoins 20x unless everyone's DJing on leverage, which I guess is not terribly unrealistic. But that's why I think like altcoin picking, like finding the good alts that have good narratives, is so important. I don't think like it. I disagree with what I've been saying is like every altcoin is just going to rip to the upside. I don't think that's going to be the case. Because think about it. You might own an altcoin, but like a new shiny altcoin is going to launch in a month that does the same thing, but it's new, right? So someone's going to go buy that new altcoin. And then another one's going to launch. There's too many altcoins, bro. Too many. Jeez. I can't deal with all the altcoins, man. It's almost like a dilution. It's a dilution. If you keep adding supply into the crypto market, supply, eventually there's just not going to be enough demand to pump all the altcoins, right? That's why I also think Bitcoin, like owning Bitcoin, is a very, very smart play, because people are always going to buy Bitcoin because it's Bitcoin, right? But at some point, there's just too many alts to pump them all. You know? That's the problem. Let's see. Was hoping to see some Stone Cold today. Stone Cold crypto. Yes. This ain't Pokemon. You can't catch them all. That's true. You can't catch them all. You can't catch all the Pokemon. Even though, when you played Pokemon back in the day, I bet you did catch all 150 Pokemon. I bet you did. Where do you place Phantom? Phantom's good. Phantom's been one that has performed well, which means people have interest in it, right? I think at this point, right, I'm just kind of like thinking about it. Like, I think at this point, if people haven't shown interest in your alt, I don't know. Are they ever going to show interest at this point, right? I don't know, right? So Phantom has performed extremely, extremely well from the lows. So obviously people have interest in this one, right? I think it's as easy as that. You're at a really good weekly level, right? So Phantom, February 2021 high, May 2021 high. You broke out, retested, and now you're kind of just sitting right at that previous support level. If you break back below here, right, you probably retest 56 cents. But ultimately, if you just stay right here, it looks pretty good for that next leg up to this high, which is like 165, right? So Phantom looks pretty good, man. Pretty good. Pretty good. Stacks, yeah, I long Stacks this weekend. I had a fat long on Stacks this weekend. Fat. I closed it yesterday. Not today. I closed it yesterday, but yeah, we had a pretty nice one on Stacks. Stacks. If we just look at this on the weekly too, I mean, Stacks really all it is right, break out all-time highs, retest, and now we just want to hold above those all-time highs. So yeah, Stacks is making people stacks.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
Yeah, I long this weekend. I closed it yesterday. Just because like we came up and retested up here, and I was like, okay, maybe this is a bearish retest. Let me just close it. It could go higher, whatever. It went higher. So this is good. That's good. But yeah, Stacks looks pretty good. As long as we can get Bitcoin to keep riding up, fellas, we'll be good. Let's see. All top 20 coins are broke one way or another, except if XRP price went up. One day XRP will get the pump, and they will get the rejuvenation that they deserve. Hopefully. Good morning. What's up? What's up, WLS? Woke up to a nice little surprise from ETH. Yeah, I think ETH is going to outperform like all the top cap alts right now. Right? Look at AVAX. I actually haven't looked at this chart. Let's see how this one looks. AVAX ETH. Look at AVAX ETH. But this is how the cycles work. Bitcoin runs to all-time highs first. ETH runs to all-time highs second. All the other layer ones run to all-time highs next. Right? This kind of looks like ass. At least at the moment, right? Look, you had this previous weekly swing high. You broke out above, couldn't hold, went back below. One rejection, swung it again. Another rejection. AVAX ETH and Sol ETH both look like ass. Right? And that's just from a non biased perspective. That's just from someone who I don't really own ETH anymore, other than the layer 2s. So I don't really care. But you know, I think this one looks like ass. Sol ETH looks like ass. Let's look at some other ones. Look, it's like an ADA ETH. ADA ETH. This one's looked like ass for a while. Let's look at FTM ETH. This one probably looks pretty good still. This one doesn't look as bad. This Phantom's been performing well. Phantom doesn't look as bad. Let's see. But yeah, I think, you know, this cycle is going to perform like it always does, right? Here's Bitcoin at all-time highs. ETH is going to break all-time highs before Solana and AVAX do. And then Solana and AVAX go break all-time highs after, right? It's no different than it always has performed, which is fine, right? At the end of the day, why is it anything different that happened in 2020? Is Maya dragging bodies across the floor? It looks like she is kind of dragging bags across the floor. Chef Jordan, I love this channel. Big up. Thanks, Chef. Appreciate you for coming in. Appreciate you for coming in, man. Appreciate you for coming in. Chili's is looking good. Yeah, Chili's should perform well. What? Pops, why should Chili's perform well? Because Chili's is on ETH, right? But yeah, Chili's looks pretty good. Let's look at Chili's. Yeah, Chili's, this looks fantastic. This chart, the USD chart looks really, really good, right? Talk about channel break. You broke out the channel. You back tested, right? Boom. Beautiful. Jordan steps in. Jordan marks the low. And then I think this one's ready to go up to this next level, 28 cents. As long as we see Bitcoin and ETH hold up. If Bitcoin takes a shit, I mean, we all know how that works, right? I mean, it is what it is. We talked about it. Bitcoin can sometimes be the guy in 7-Eleven who's in the stall, who doesn't care about ripping those big farts in front of you, right? The altcoins, they care, right? They're a little shy. They're not going to really pump on their own usually, right? Some of them might. They might, you know, grow some balls. Some of them, that fart just might slip out the ass, right? But Bitcoin, it's just going to sit there, and if it wants to take a shit on you, it's just going to let it out and let it rip, right? That's what Bitcoin does. And we don't know when it's going to rip, right? We don't know when it's going to rip. But just know at any point, you can rip. But yeah, Chile should do well. Chile should do well. Chile should do well. Bitcoin pulling back a little bit, guys. That's why I took a little bit of a head short here. Again, I'm not bearish. I think sometimes when you notice a little bit over bullishness, it's good to enter a little bit of a head short, okay? Which I plan on doing more. Especially the higher we go. I think it's good to hedge some shorts. To hedge a little shorties in the market when you start to see a little bit of over exuberance. Crypto Sam, Jordan, I converted all my ETH to Matic and have a huge Matic bag now. When you look at Matic ETH, Matic has weekly. Matic's just been frustrating, man. I've been very vocal that the Matic chart looks good against Bitcoin, but man, it just hasn't moved. And sometimes that's the way it works, right? Matic has just been super frustrating. Bees, Jesus. Geez, man. See, this is when it gets frustrating, right? It's like you have weekly bullish divergence, you're at support, and it just breaks through. Like, sometimes that's the way it works, right? But yeah, this Matic has been super frustrating. And, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with Matic or Polygon. I think it's just there's new shiny layer 2s, right? Why are new investors going to come in and buy Matic at a high market cap when they can buy Optimism? They can buy Arbitrum, right? They can buy Scale. They can buy base tokens, right? Why are they going to buy Polygon? This is what we've always said. New coins outperform old coins, right? We talked about that all the bear market. New coins outperform old coins. That's just the way it is. So I mean, like I said, if Bitcoin's gonna pump, Matic's gonna pump too, but it's gonna you can see that it's just lost value against ETH. You've been better holding ETH than Matic, and ETH offers much less risk than Matic does, right? So like, new coins are gonna outperform old coins most of the time, unless you're Solana, which is just a beast, right? But there you go. But hopefully this, like, I think what we want to do here, if this can reclaim back in here, awesome, let's go. But Matic has been one that's been super frustrating. I don't own any Matic, but like from the standpoint of, as someone who loves to look at charts, and like it should bounce, but it just doesn't, right? And that's just the way it works sometimes. Especially Matic Bitcoin has been super frustrating. Matic BTC. Yeah, see, I mean, it just broke from the range. Super frustrating. Like, it still has bullish divergence, so it's like annoying. it broke that range, man. Super frustrating as someone who likes to look at charts. But it is what it is. Like I said, it's gonna happen. It is what it is. We take the L on that one, I guess. We take the fat L on that one. New tech, old tech. I went insane waiting for Matic. I get it, man. I get it. That's just a frustrating chart. There's been a lot of coins that like they should bounce and they just don't. It's so frustrating. I think we all own at least one coin where it's like, bro, everything's looking good in the chart. Why isn't it pumping? And it's just super frustrating. Super frustrating. We all have a coin that's like that. What do you think about FET? I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it, man. I'm still in FET. My initial investment's out, but like at the end of the day, it's still at this like weekly resistance level, right? So it's a little sketch right here. But I think honestly, the weekly resistance level, I think it's because they're gonna merge into that coin, right? So it just makes sense that it's at resistance here. But yeah, I don't know what to think about it, man. I don't know what to think about it. I think the new coin will perform fine, especially if AI continues to run, which I do think it will. But at the same time, I was like, dude, FET was doing fine without this damn merger. Why are we doing this? This is stupid. But hey, I don't make the decisions up there. I wish that I could. I wish I could make the decisions, but I can't. Anyways, Bitcoin flushing a little bit. Check on the little hedge. Check on a little hedgy over here. Not bad, not bad. Doing pretty good. Let's see. Jared, do you see a GRT reaching $1 this year? Where is it at right now? GRT. $1. Where are we at right now? Where are we at? 34 cents? Yeah, it's only 3x from here. That's fine. I'm not going to give you a prediction where I think it's going to go, but $1 I think is reasonable. Basically right at this resistance right here. A 3x I don't think is terribly unreasonable to think that you can get a 3x this year. I think that's relatively not like too moon boyish. But yeah, right there. It's basically at this next high. I think that's definitely reasonable, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Somebody get the defibrillator. Just to talk about some nerdy stuff real quick. I like talking about dirty stuff. Let's go look at the Velo data real quick. One reason why I think we're at some point we're going to get a little flush out on the longs because people are aping into longs here. This is one reason I entered a short. Actually, if we go look over here, you can see open interest is literally mooning. So you got open interest, right? Which means how many people are opening leverage positions. Absolutely cruising up to the upside. We're basically at the same level where last time we had a little bit of a long squeeze to the downside. Okay, you can see that funding is starting to come back up again, and you can see that basically leverage premium is starting to come back up again, right? So you're seeing longs open it up, which is fine, right? I mean, longs opening up are fine. You just need spot market bids to come into. But yeah, open interest is mooning, right? So I think at some point, a little bit of a for the longs would make some sense. Will it be from here? I don't know. Will it be from a little bit higher? I don't know. But you can see that no one was interested up until about right here at 69K. Once Bitcoin broke 69K, everyone just leveraged long. So, yeah, we'll see if we get a little flush on the little longs here, as we got these things coming up here. Steven, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Great show. Thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by. We're having a little morning talk. Beautiful morning talk as we're watching the short squeeze happen on BTC. And everything else is slow day. Hopefully we can come back later and things are looking even better. Anyways, guys, what is it? 9:45? What time did we start the stream? 9? Yeah, I'm going to keep it nice and short this morning. So I think we're going to end it there. I think I talked about everything I want to talk about. Bitcoin doing the short squeeze. Could see a little bit of a move down in the short term, as I think you're starting to see some of the counter indicators starting to be bullish again. So we might need to flush them out again. Which ultimately we just had an $8,000 move up for Bitcoin with no pullbacks. So a little bit of a pullback will be fine. ETH, I think, is going to start performing very, very well, especially, I showed you the base tokens. Base seems to be trying to become the next SOL, right? AKA the lower cap coins in there probably perform pretty well. Other than that, patiently waiting. I'll see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Have a great rest of your day, guys. But I'll see you at 7 p.m. tonight. What do we got? 9 hours? So quick. It's going to become so quick. You're going to see my face again. Anyways, take care, guys. Peace out. Much love. And enjoy the eclipse if you see it. Don't look straight into it, though. It's bad. Apparently, looking straight into the eclipse is very, very bad. See you guys. Peace.